Okay, wow. Hi, everyone. It's Liam here from Assets for Life. I've just gone live on the Assets for Life YouTube channel. So it's the second Monday of the month, and I'm now live. I'm just waiting to see who joins in. So we've got a couple of people on now, which is good. Excellent. So George is on. Hey, George. So what's happened, right? We've got a few more people. So those of you that are joining now, if you could just say hi in the chat box, that would be really good. So if you've just joined, somewhere on your screen, you'll be able to write something. If you can just say hi for me, just so I can see who's on. Okay, cool. Hey, we got Layla on as well. Hey, Layla. We've got London Flat Houses, obviously name of your business. We've got Adam and Nick on. We've got Mercy on. Brill. So look, I'll tell you what's happened today. I've been at the Property Millionaires Bootcamp, which is my 3-day advanced training. Some of you have actually been on this. And I left with a good bit of time. And there's been, unfortunately, a 4-car pile-up on the A12. So it literally took me all round the houses. Plus, my wife, unfortunately, is not very well. She's sick. So I was like, man, I've got to get back. But then there was this big crash. And anyway, it took me all round the houses up near Stansted. So I've had to make, this is how committed I am, guys, to make the 7:30 slot. I've literally, you can see I've pulled over the side of the road and I'm doing the YouTube live streaming from my phone in my car because I like to be committed for you guys. So just so you know, because of my situation here and because my wife unfortunately is not very well, I'm not going to do a massively long session now on the YouTube live. It is just the way it is, but I want to say thanks very much for tuning in. The one thing I want to talk about that we've been talking about today at the Property Millionaires Bootcamp is really the ingredients required in order to become like super successful and to really go out there and make a lot of money and to continue making money and to continue building wealth. Because a lot of people, and maybe you can, maybe you've experienced this, it's very easy to start and stop. And it's very easy to change your mind from one business idea to another, from one strategy to another. And what's really important in property and in business is to be successful, but to be continuous with what you do, to be consistent. Consistency is the absolute number one ingredient for success. So you're better off mastering one or two things than you are being a jack of all trades and a master of none. So it's really important to really identify where you are best suited in your business. What can you do now that's going to bring in the most amount of cash, the most amount of profit, grow your business the quickest with the least amount of time and the least amount of effort? So one thing for me that I'm really good at, and that's raising money and social media and strategy and vision and planning. So I want you to really think about what's your one biggest core strength. And we spoke a lot today about consistency is key. We spoke about other ingredients in order to stay successful. It's like, it's like making a cake. And you put all the ingredients in the bowl and you mix it up. But if one ingredient's missing, the cake might not come out looking really nice. It might come out flat, or it might not taste so good. It might taste bland, or the color's not right. And this is the same in business. So I want you to think about what's one of your biggest strengths. And put it in the questions box right now, because I want to hear from you. So what do you think you're really good at? Because it's important to say you're good at stuff. So for me, I'm really good at raising money. That would be one of my biggest core strengths. So I'm here. I'm really keen to listen to you now. What's one of your biggest strengths? Put it in the questions box for me. Hi, Nick. Nick's asking me, when is the next rent to rent boot camp? I'm not too sure, actually, Nick. We've got some stuff coming up, but have you paid for that, Nick? Like, are you booked onto the rent to rent course? Can you just remind me, mate, because we've got a lot of people. I don't quite remember everyone. So George is saying he's good at numbers. Well, that's really cool. Well done, George. Sami is saying striking deals. That's really powerful. So look, we've got quite a few people online. What would you say is one of your top core strengths? Maybe it's negotiating. Maybe it's selling. Maybe it's strategic planning. Maybe you're good with the numbers. Maybe you're good at finding deals. Maybe you're really good at motivating. Maybe you're like a bit of a people's pleaser. Maybe communication is one of your core strengths. Okay, Nick, yeah, no problem. What we'll probably do, Nick, have you been on the Property Millionaires Bootcamp, which is my 3-day advanced training? So have you been on that one? So George is saying he's also good at communication as well. See, here's the thing, right? Once you understand what you're good at, you can then really focus on that and see how that can be brought into your property business. So London flat houses are good at finding deals. That's great. So look, I'm on the Q&A session tonight. This is called Ask Me Monday. It's the second Monday of the month. I'm going to be around just to take a few questions. You've taken time out of your busy schedule to be here tonight. Like I said, because I'm literally at the side of a road and because my wife's sick, I need to get home as quick as I can. But of course, I'm here to serve you. So I'm really pleased that I'm able to take a few questions now. So you're on here. It's called Ask Me Monday. The only way this is going to work is if you ask me questions. So what question do you have? You can ask me anything to do with business, wealth, creation, mindset, planning, tax, finding deals, finding money. If you've got a block at the moment, come and ask me about a block. George says once he left the boot camp, he felt he's come out of his comfort zone. Yeah. This is why, George, continued education and mentoring is so important after you do any type of advanced training. I invest heavily in mentors. I invest about 60 or 70K a year in different mentors and academies and mastermind programs. Here's the thing, right, guys? You don't have to do this on your own. So whoever you are at the moment, whatever your journey, I know some of you have had property training in the past. Some of you have got some property deals. Some of you are completely brand new to property. But whoever you are and whatever you do, you don't need to do this on your own. It's important that you get help and support. Okay, Nick. So, Nick, what we'll do probably, I'll have a look at your file. My 3-day my 3-day advanced property millionaire boot camp. We also cover rent to rent, plus we do other stuff. So it's actually a more deeper dive course. It is more expensive, but we'll just because you missed the rent to rent one, we'll just sort you out, Nick, and get you on that. Okay, I'll get the team to reach out to you and get you booked on to the Millionaires Boot Camp. So George is online. Hiya, George. Now George is saying that he wants to do commercial conversions. So anyone watching this that wants to do commercial conversions, what's really important is you focus on finding the deals and you get really good at deal stacking. So here are some of the things that you need to know. You want to know in your area, what is the price per square foot or per meter to do a commercial conversion or to do a new build. You're going to want to know your buying price and selling price in pounds per square meter and pounds per square foot with any type of development you're doing. So let me give you an example. If you know you can convert an office into 10 one-bedroom apartments, you want to know what you can sell those apartments for pounds per square foot. What's going to be the gross development value? Because once you understand the end value, you can then work your numbers backwards. So you might say, hey, we've got 10 flats here. We can sell them at the end for 100 grand each, which means the GDV will be 1 million. But from that 1 million, you now need to take off numbers, right? So from that million, you need to take off your purchase price. Well, first of all, you leave that to last. First of all, you've got to take off your development cost. Then you've got to take off your professional fees, which are about 10% of development cost. Then you've got to take out your profit, which on developments is in the region of 25% of GDV. So you're going to want to make at least £250,000. And then that's going to give you a number. And that number you're left with is the number, the maximum amount that you can offer on that piece of land or on that building. And you'll find when you go through this process that a lot of vendors, a vendor is someone that's selling their property or their asset, they're asking too much money for their stock. And this is where you go into negotiation and you go and present your numbers and you present your deal analysis and you say, look, I really want to do a deal with you, but the asking price is too high. Like you want 300,000, but by working these numbers backwards, I can only offer 250,000. And this is the reason why. And this is how you start to negotiate deals. So just to recap, you're going to want to know your GDV. You're going to want to know what your profit is. You're going to want to take off your build cost and you're going to take off your professional fees. You'll be left with a balance. That's the maximum amount that you can offer on that particular deal. Okay, cool. So Layla, hi Layla. Are you in the UK at the moment, Layla, or you're in Norway? Layla was recently on my 3-day advanced training. We had a wonderful 3 days. And Layla is becoming a developer, lives in Norway, but is looking to become a developer here in the UK. And she's saying, I changed strategy of where to invest in the UK. Should I leave a deal losing some money? Well, okay, so Layla's in Norway. Cool, Layla. So look, yeah, I think I'm going to answer this correctly. Sometimes you have to walk away from deals. Like you don't want to get involved in deals, of course, that's going to lose you money. Sometimes you need to change strategy. Sometimes you've got this desire that you're going to do rent to rent, but you end up buying something and you do HMOs or you do single lets. Sometimes you start off the fact that you want to do commercial conversions, but then you end up doing rent to rent. Like it's okay to chop and change strategy as long as you're doing it for the right reasons and you're not doing it just because it's a bit of hard work. You know, you're not doing it just because you've come across a bit of a hurdle or a stumbling block, because I'm here to tell you the truth. And I'm here to tell you that everything you do in property and business, you're always going to have some struggles and you're going to have moments where things don't go according to plan. You'll have moments where you lose deals or you lose investors or, you know, something happens or a deal doesn't stack. But then you have these moments, and these moments are really wonderful, where you get a deal over the line and you get an investor over the line, and then you build some momentum, and then you grow your business, and then you bring someone else into your business, and that's really exciting. So are you saying later that you've actually changed your strategy now, or you've just said no to a deal? If you can clarify for me, that would be really good. Thank goodness for like 3G, 4G, right? Because it's what, you know, I'm literally like tethering through my phone. I'm sitting in my car. I'm next to the side of a busy road. I'm in a lay-by, so that's good. Oh, okay. So that's good, lady. So that's really good. So what Layla's saying is she found a deal, found out it wasn't quite good enough, and then walked away from the deal. So that's good. Yeah. You mustn't become emotionally attached to any property deals whatsoever. If the deal doesn't stack, or even if it stacks, but it's not quite enough margin, or you get that feeling in your belly it's not quite right, just walk away. Like, we were speaking about this today, not being emotionally attached to business and to deals. You've got to look at property purely based on the numbers. When you put the numbers in the deal analyzer, if it kicks out the computer say yes or the computer says no, that's ultimately what you need to go with. Yeah, and Layla, you now know, don't you, that you're saying you don't want serviced accommodation. So yeah, good. We'll walk away from the deal. You'll find something else. Nick is saying, how's the Diet Coke going, etc. going? I had one today. The Diet Coke ban is not going very well. However, I'm not drinking as much as I was drinking, so I'm having maybe 1 or 2 Diet Cokes a week. What is going good, though, my smoking is good. I've not smoked now in 3 months. I'm training 4 to 6 times a week, so that's going really well. Got a good balance, and I'm spending a good quality bit of time with the family, which is going good. We're doing property deals. That's going good. We're raising more money. That's going good. I'm off to Gran Canaria a week on Friday, so that's good. That's being paid for by my assets. So remember, assets pay for your liability. So you don't want to use your wages to buy a holiday or to buy a car or to buy a handbag. What you want to do is you want to have assets that's kicking out income, free money, and it's the income that you then use to give you your liabilities and give you all the nice things you want to do. What else is being? I'm fasting, so I'm about 2 months or something like that fasting. So I normally start eating at 1 o'clock and I finish eating at 9. So I'm looking forward to getting in and looking after my wife and then having a big meal. So yeah, things are really good, Nick. Thank you very much. So I'm not stressing too much about the Diet Coke. I'll have another crack at that sooner or later. So Nick's online. Hi, you Nick. Nick Styles. I've got a potential vendor with an off-market pub ripe for conversion in East London. If you wanted to do a JV with him, could the development finance be secured on the pub in his name and not mine? Yeah, that's a good question, Nick. Yeah, for sure. Now, it depends on how you're going to do the JV, right? So what we would normally do, if we're doing a JV direct to vendor, we would get the piece of land or the asset transferred as a loan into a limited company. And then I would become a shareholder in that limited company. So I've got some element of control. We would agree a value for the pub. Let's just call it 100 grand. And then that will be paid to the owner whenever we sell or refinance in the future. And then anything above that, we would split 50-50. The vendor would put the pub up for security, and then we would go and raise development funding. But the development funders would lend the money to the SPV, the limited company, and then you're in the deal together. Okay. Now, you need to get some proper tax advice on this. You need to just double check the structure of the whole thing and the title. This is why getting the right education and having the right team is important. The other thing you could do, if you wanted to leave it in his name, yeah, you could organize everything and then you have a private joint venture agreement with the owner on what you're going to do. Now, that isn't as watertight for you. You haven't got the same element of protection as if that was transferred into an SPV as a loan. So that's pretty much what I would do. Nubian Baxter, is it true that you can own a property with no money to start with? Question mark. Well, yes, you can start using none of your own money for sure. You do need money in property, but the way that I've built a £12.6 million property portfolio is the fact that I use OPM, other people's money. So I raise joint venture finance, Nubian. You'll be raising investor funds. Now, you can do what's called lease options, which is where you buy now, but you pay later. You have the option to pay later and then physically buy it. But even at some point, you need money. So it's completely true. You can get started in property using none of your own money and using investor funds. George is asking if I wanted to build 10 1 to 2 bedroom flats, I think that is, how much land is needed. That's definitely a J question there, George. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I don't get into the nitty gritty on sizes of units. It's not really where my time is well spent. What you want to be thinking about is just finding the site first and then working backwards. So find sites and then work backwards. So Nick's looking forward to meeting me in person. Hey, yeah, looking forward to that, Nick. We'll get you on the Property Millionaires Bootcamp, my friend. I'll speak to the team about that. Let me just make a little photo of this so I remember, Nick, yeah? I'll just then screenshot it. Okay, cool. Libomir, apologies if I've not pronounced your name properly. How can we find which areas are with Article 4 in place and which are not? That's really easy to do. A great question. You Google search it. So if you're looking at Chelmsford, you'll just search Article 4 Chelmsford and it will bring it up, and you go to the council's website and it will tell you if it's Article 4 or not. Corey, hiya Corey. Hey, good to have you on board tonight. Thanks very much. Hi Liam, you mentioned that you don't want to take on a rent-to-rent deal that nets less than 600. Why is that the cutoff? Okay, so yeah, I say 600, Corey. Like, you can do 500, but you basically want to base it on 1 month's rent on one room. So the reason we say that is that if you have one room empty, it means that you're not going to make a loss. And for that particular month, you might just break even or just make a little profit. Otherwise, your numbers are tight. And really, to be fair, you're doing all the work. I don't want to do that amount of work unless I'm going to make in the region of £6,000 to £7,000 profit in a year. Because what you've got to look at, Corey, is return versus time invested. And I want to make sure the asset is going to kick me out at least £6,000 or £7,000. And it's also in case there is a void, I don't want to be losing money. Okay, cool. Nubian, thanks for answering my question. You're awesome. That's really nice feedback. Thanks very much. Yeah, Corey, see you at the boot camp, my friend. Okay, that's good, ladies and gentlemen. So I know we've had some people join in the last 5 or 10 minutes. I've been on now just over 20 minutes. Just for the people that have joined a little bit later, just to give you a bit of an update, there was a major accident on the A12, so I wasn't able to get home in time to do this. So I've literally, you can see, look, I'm on the side of a road here, streaming through my phone because I committed to getting on here at 7:30. And my wife, unfortunately, has come down with some type of bug today. So I've been on 20 minutes or 25 minutes. I've answered as many questions as possible. So I'm going to call it a day now, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say thank you very much for tuning in on this live episode. I will be doing another live Ask Me Monday on the second Monday of next month. And remember to watch my videos on a weekly basis. So I launch new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 7:30. Many of you listening in have been on my boot camp. You're being mentored by me on the academy, or you're due to come to my boot camp. Anyone that is online now and you've not yet come and met me in person, come and meet me at one of my events, the Property Investment Summit or the Joint Venture Day. Come and hang out with me and become part of the team, and I'll help you every way which I possibly can. Whatever you're going to be doing this week, have a really, really good week. Think big or go home. Get active on the Assets for Life Property Community Facebook group. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, liam.ryan.afl. And thanks very much now for your messages, just saying, wishing my wife a speedy recovery. So I'm going to sign out now. Enjoy your evening, and I'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. So when are they taking place, the events? They're in central London, so I'll just finish on this quickly. They're in central London. Watch one of my YouTube videos, and somewhere in the description is a link click the link, and then you can get yourself registered. Brilliant. London Flat House share. That's a really good share. That's really interesting to hear. Come and meet me at my events, guys. Let's hang out and let's see how we can collaborate and do business together. Have a great week. I'll see you later. Bye.